All right. Now, today's plan is good old legs and abs. Feeling good. Now, the plan is two quad exercises, two hamstring exercises, a calf exercise, and ab exercise, oblique exercise. Not in that order, because I'm just kind of spouting. But um, obviously we're starting with abs. Just get out of the way. It's not too bad, so might as well start with it. Um, but yeah, now I do have like some like rug burning in between my legs, so hopefully that doesn't affect me during this workout. But besides that, I'm feeling fine. So let's just get into it. Little warm up. Great. That was good. That felt good. Now we'll go up to the real weight. Um, I like this movement a lot actually. Only really because it's simple and it feels great. I see a lot of people mess around with these like ab circuits, and I feel like you're doing too much when I could just do this, overload it over time with some more weight, and I'm getting same ab growth as you are. I don't know, but that's me. Let's go. Oh my god. Fuck. You know, a lot of people don't like hitting abs, or they feel like, or especially obliques. Some people just completely undermine their obliques, especially because they say they'll get too wide, which is complete blasphemy. How are you gonna work a muscle so fucking hard to the point where it'll grow so much that it ruins the size of your physique? Do you know how hard you would have to push your fucking obliques to grow that much? Mental. But abs in general, a lot of people skip out on. And I always match it with my legs just because it feels more right. Um, because legs I feel like uses the most core out of everything else, kinda ish. And even if it doesn't, I mean, it's an open spot. Only hit legs on leg day, and the rest I'm hitting, back and buys. And even then, I'm hitting different parts of my back. And same thing here, I'm hitting different parts of my legs, but then I'm also hitting biceps with my back. So, or I'm hitting chest and back, which is literally the same thing. Um, but so I pair up my. What I'm trying to say is I pair up my abs with my legs, and I feel like a lot of people should at least incorporate abs some. Now, if you wanted to go to the gym 7 days a week and have one day dedicated to abs, that's fine. Something like that, as long as you're, I wouldn't say one whole day dedicated to abs, like abs and like some other small muscle group. But even then I feel like that's bad, only because you're not hitting it 2 times a week. And I was debating the whole, because everyone says hit all muscle groups 2 times a week, but I was debating doing like a chest day with just chest, a back day, like kind of like Sam Sulek's thing, a back day with just back, so I can hit more muscle groups of my back. Um, or I can incorporate something with my chest, because the only reason I'm like having critiques is because I want to grow my chest bigger. I feel too small, but I feel like either way, even if I had a whole day dedicated to my chest, I wouldn't have enough um energy in my chest. Or I wouldn't be able to push it that hard unless I'm like messing around with reps in reserve. And even then, is that really helping me as much as doing what I'm doing now? And the problem with that whole setup is that would be 8 days to where I can hit two muscle groups. or every muscle group twice, 8 days without a rest day. So with a rest day, like in between, like 2 cycles, would be 9 whole days. And I think that's just too much. But that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. That's what I'm feeling with me. With you, it might be different, and that's okay. But I feel like I'm also too small to be judging exactly what I should be working on right now. I feel like I should build my physique more, and this works with everyone else. If you shouldn't be focusing too much on the little things. Oh, why are my front delts smaller than my rear delts somehow when everyone else is different? I should focus on this. I feel like if you're too small right now, you could be a big guy, but if you're not as big as these bodybuilders, or if as long as you're not super huge, I feel like if you just build your muscles strong enough, because I'm only saying this for the people that are like newer and they don't really have a full built physique yet. If you don't have your full built physique, then I feel like you should toss the whole critique every little thing about your muscles and how they look early on, build it out, and then it'll become more prominent because you're repeating the same thing over and over. And then I feel like it'll be more clear what you should work on. But I don't want people to get too hyper fixated on what they think is bad and they accidentally mess something up. So I'm working on that myself because I feel like I'm not big enough to start critiquing every little thing. But I kind of want to just because that's kind of how I operate. So that's how I'm feeling right now. And I feel like y'all should do the same. Let's set this up. Perfect. It's good obliques. All right. Now, this is not a machine you see every day. And I've only just started to use it. I've only just started to use it because it's kind of new to me too. Now, I don't actually know if someone could find me a literal name, that'd be great. But on here, it says rotary torso. So that's what we're going to work with. Now, my logging, like exercise app, which you should be doing, you should be logging your workouts for a few reasons. But my current app doesn't actually have something that tells me what this is. All I know is you sit here. Oh, I'll do my warm up and show you at the same time because I love this machine. It's great. Sit here, and you just turn, and it works your obliques fucking amazing, and I love it. So now this might not be the thing everyone's telling you to hit. No one's really telling you to hit the rotary torso machine, but this is great. It's a great machine. So just because you're not hearing it too often doesn't mean it's great. Now, the only reason I would argue that it's just because it's fucking hoist, but I love it. So it's just all right. That's good one. I don't need too much. You did just hit abs. Just filling up movement, like I said in a prior video. Let's go down. 108. 108's the magic number. The weight's weird. It starts at 8 and then it goes by tens. Not really sure why, but we're gonna have to roll with that. Let's get into it. Yeah, that was good. Ah, alright, now, the the only few critiques I have on this machine is sometimes my legs slip, like, you could see my legs slip there a bit. Um, and this thing moves from side to side, I don't like that either, but it's a good machine. If you have it, use it for your openings, it's good. I recommend. Lately, I've noticed well, not lately, but when I was editing the past 2 videos, I noticed I talk too much. So, this approach, I'm taking a quieter approach, and I'm not talking to I don't know if that's the greatest approach, but that's the one we're doing today. We're playing around with these videos. We're seeing what when I'm editing, I'm trying to see what I like and what works with me because I really don't know how to make these videos yet. I don't know how I want to make them. So we're just gonna play around with techniques. But so far, when I was editing the first video, I fucking hated it. But I have a feeling because I haven't started the second video. I have a feeling I'm gonna like it a lot. At least a lot better. Um, so we'll see. Um, Second set. Now, here's my thing. I feel like I went a little too light. I usually do this weight, but I felt like I could do 8 and more. And I kind of stocked at 8. So we're gonna go up. I might have went too light on my ab crunches. That might have been it. Which is weird because that was like, no, I first I was done with that. But maybe I could start doing 3 sets on abs. I think I'm gonna start doing 3 sets on abs just because, or at least the ab crunch. Because I feel like I have a little more in my tank. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, all right. That one was a little more repping out than my left side, but it felt good nonetheless. Let's go straight to calves. There we go. A group of people may not like their ideas, or, but for my calf raises, ask them up on leg press because I first seated over standing. Bro, I know that seated are only worth half of your calves because the other half is kind of, kind of like this. All I know is there was a study about it. I don't know the whole science behind it, but I do know that standing works your full calves, while seated kind of only is working the bottom half, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the bottom half. But this is the best of both worlds. See, I'm sitting. Let me show you my warm up. I'm sitting, but my legs are fully stretched out. So I'm not bending the knees during the warm up. Or just during the exercise. So that's my approach. And the warm up's also great because what I could do is for my warm up, I could do double leg. And then remember how I said I do half the weight for my warm ups? So now I'm done with my warm up, right? My real exercise, same weight, but just the one leg. I like that a lot. It's so easy, it's so simple. You don't think about it too much. And it's just I I like it. I'm not saying you have to do it. I would actually tell you I'd probably recommend standing more than doing this. Also because sometimes it puts a little too much on my knees. But I like it. So it's something. People do it. It's not like uncommon, but it's something. Let's I will say another limiting factor is I feel like I can't do all the weight that my calves can control on this because I don't wanna say my grip because it's my feet, but almost the grip on my feet give out. And it would be so much better if I could use no shoes on this, if I can get a decent stretch, but it's the same thing with grip. So, if there was a way to fix that or a counter or maybe just standing fixes that, then I'd like to work around it. But so far, this is what we're sticking with. You couldn't tell I'm sweating balls. It's 100 degrees, and it's been 100 degrees for the past 3 days, and I don't know why, but this gym can't afford some strong air conditioning. So it's probably like, I wanna say 75 in here, and that sounds, uh yeah, 75, and that sounds fine, but when I'm lifting, it's not. Like, I need a cool 60 I'm lifting. But it's a second set. Alright. That felt better than the first one. So, let's go to hamstrings. I find it funny, I see a guy over here recording something, and he's using the same tripod as me, and I find that hello. But I found something else kinda crazy. When I walked into the gym today, I saw a man working out with this lady. She was pregnant, and I'm more surprised that a pregnant lady is actually bringing themselves into the gym, even though they're pregnant, to get a lift in. Obviously, with what she can do, but I find that amazing. I actually love that. Uh, Let's go. All right. Now let's go down to the real weight. Never done this way before, actually. This would be a PR. All right, that was good. That for 5. It's not horrible. That's fine for the most part. And it's something I really regret. So when I was younger and just starting lifting, I wouldn't hit legs, and I would just hit what I would want to hit. I remember there was a time I brought my friend to the gym, his first time, and I would argue that I was a frequent lifter, but I only really lifted like once a week, and I still did what I wanted. So those lifts, or the lifts I bring him in for, we did chest and biceps. And now people could say they do chest and biceps, and then they'll do like back and triceps because they don't want to like they don't want to like work their biceps too much during their back exercises. Even then, I work a lot on isolating my back or isolating the muscles that I'm working on as much as possible. That's why you see me do a lot of non-compound exercises. Even though I should probably do more compound exercises, I had been kind of focusing on more isolating stuff lately. But who knows? Maybe I'll hop back on the barbell bench. But I'm saying I used to skip out on my legs a lot, and it's gotten to the point where the rest of my body, I've got some pretty great biceps. I've got some pretty great chest. I've got a pretty decent back. I don't have pretty decent legs. You can even see here. I'm not sure how much the camera's picking up here, but it's not much. Now I've been working it pretty hard these past few months. Because I've been pretty serious for about 8 months. And then I've been actually lifting for like 2 years. Two? Three. No, two. Two. Yeah, two. Which is crazy because I feel like it's been so long. And those, that year and a half of me lifting, I was really just fucking around and just lifting for fun. So my message to you is if you want to get into the gym, you should do what's best for you and not what you feel like doing. Because you're not always gonna feel like doing what you wanna or you're not always gonna feel like doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's like sometimes if you think about it like this, there's athletes, they love their sport. They don't wanna go to practice. And that's obvious, it's fucking tiring as shit. But you have to go to practice to be good at the sport that you love. So if you wanna get the physique you like, if you wanna look good, if you wanna be able to lift heavy, you're gonna have to do the things that you might not like to do. Now, you don't have to hate it. I've started to like loads. During that during that, no, it hurts like a bitch. But working out and looking at my pump from legs after, and then feeling like accomplished because I pushed myself through a leg day, that feels good. That's my favorite feeling after a leg day where I realize that I I don't want to hit legs because I want to see a sick ass chest. But now I'm seeing, wow, I'm making some crazy improvement in my legs. And that shows me that I forced myself to do something that I wouldn't normally want to do. And now I'm making fucking great. And that's showing the benefits of me forcing myself to do the things I don't like. And that's great. That's great. So you'll start to like the things that you don't like, but you know you should be doing once you see the things that you should be doing working. So try your best to push through. That's really what everything's about. All right, let's push through this next set. Now that was better. That was fucking better. Did a little more. But let's go back and do some squats on my favorite leg. All right. If you want to know what it is, it's the leg extension. I think it's a fan favorite. I don't think it's a me thing. But that's just because it's so great. How can you not love it? You know what I mean? It's so fun and you could really load it up. Now I just remembered as I'm doing this video, the last TikTok I did the full stack for 8 good reps and I could do more. So I decided to myself, that's the last time I'm gonna be doing uh double leg extension. So today, first time we're doing single leg, but we will warm up double leg. Actually, no, I'm lying. We gotta feel it out. So I guess we will do single leg. Now I'm not sure how it's going. We'll figure it out together. I'm laughing because right off the bat, I can see a great muscle imbalance in my left quad compared to my right. I warmed up with the right quad first, which I wouldn't normally do because I want to work on my weaker one, and I would, in my heart, know that this is the weaker one. But I did that because I wanted to feel out this because I've never done it before, and I know I can definitely do this weight with my right, probably 100%. So I wanted to make sure I was getting the movement right with my right, and then Um, if it did feel a little heavy on my left or on my right, then I would switch it and I would keep working on the movement until I move on throughout the exercise. But now we can do some weight. I think we can double it. I'm gonna feel my left. Yeah, no, let's feel my left real quick. Hopefully this works out. Yeah, that's a good weight. So that's what we'll do. But it feels good leveling up because I've been full stacking this for a few months now. Maybe 2, 3 months. I've been full stacking this guy. And this machine, for everyone out there, this is the first machine you'll max out, and it's the greatest thing ever to max. Now, I've been maxing out a few machines, like the pec deck, but we do have a second pec deck that I can't max out. So I would probably just start doing that because it's either that or I'm switching to cable flies. I don't want Warren Smith's cable flies because they kind of suck. I definitely, or we could do a fly machine, and I could probably load that up way more. So that might be next up if the pec deck's getting a little too easy. But I'm trying to say, if you keep pushing yourself in the gym, you're gonna get this feeling pretty soon, and you're gonna love it. You grab some water, and then we'll actually do the work. We can go up for the next one. All right. Now that was hard on my left, but I could definitely get 100 for a good amount of. Oh, that's 100. Huh? I could definitely get 100 for a good amount of reps. 5, 6, maybe 7. Don't even. But yeah. The plan for now is after this, we're gonna do SLDL and then squats on the pendulum. And I fucking love the pendulum. Oh my god, it's horrible. It's the worst. It's the worst thing ever, but it's the best thing ever because of how fucking horrible it hurts. Now, what I actually don't like in my heart, the SLDL. It's so I just don't like it. And it's the same thing with RDLs. It's the same thing for me. I just hate it. And I can't force myself to like it. Or I can't learn to like it. I just don't. But I don't think there's another movement that's gonna work my hamstrings the same. It's either of those two. I'm gonna try to look into it. Only because I want to, but I wouldn't mind pushing myself through SLDL. Now on my Instagram, I posted a deadlift PR and it was weak. And I feel like I could do more because of the SLDL. So I don't know if it's the worst thing in the world doing the SLDL, but I just know in my heart I don't like it. But I'm gonna try my deadlift PR soon for fun, or I'm gonna try all my PR soon. Maybe we'll make it a video. And well, yeah, we'll do on a rest day. We'll do a whole bench deadlift squat. I hate squat, but we'll do that. or do the whole shebang. And maybe even a little extra, maybe like a curl PR and a leg press PR, something fun. Because leg press, you can load it up, and that would be fun. But for the most part, I'm talking about the deadlifts. Doing those, definitely getting my deadlift up. So I could probably do 405. And if I could do 405, I'm one step closer to being in that 1,000-pound club. And that's nice. That's fine. So people want to be lifting 1,000 pounds with their body. Yeah. Now, I'm not a big PR guy. I kind of just want to look good. That's why I don't even train bench anymore. I used to try to get strong bench, but I'm already at 245, and it feels kind of like there's no point in continuing. It's just kind of bragging rights, and I feel like there's no point because I'd rather just work out optimally and look good. But if the SLDLs is helping me look good and get my deadlift up, I don't see the issue. Yeah, let's do this set. Let's see how it gets. Oh yeah, that was a good weight. I could have definitely got a higher with my right, but overall that's a good weight. Rush just gonna flip the camera around and move on to SLDL. So, all right. Now, when I do this exercise, I make two pretty decently sized mistakes on purpose, knowing that they're mistakes, but it's completely out of preference. And I know it's not great, but I still do it. And one being, I don't warm up during SLDL, and it's literally only because I don't like it. And I know I should like warm up to feel it out, but I pray or not pray, but I praise it all the time. That's what the word I was looking for. I praise warming up like it's amazing, and here I am not warm up. But I mean, I've got the exercise down fine. My hamstrings are already warm. It would just be the me not being able to do as much weight, and or no, even way I could do this weight. Maybe not as much reps, but maybe I could probably get 1 or 2 more reps if I like felt out the exercise first. But I've been skipping out on it, and I probably shouldn't do that. And the second thing that I do that's not the greatest is I what was it? I actually forgot. That's okay. I think it's just one. I think I was just gaslighting myself into believing there's two. But move this chair out of the way. So they actually see me. Yes, says. Oh, but I did want to show you guys this. Have you guys seen this before? I don't know how many gyms have this, but you could put your bar onto this, right? And you can rack all your weight, bring it down, push this thing away, if I push it away, and then you're lifting, and you're done. You just bring it back in. It's way easier to bring it, and then you just push it up. And you do that. It's great. I fucking love it, and I feel like I don't know how normal it is for gyms to have it, but sick. That for their ID. Let's go. Oh shit, my watch zoomed out a bit. I don't know how cinematic that was. We'll close the app. I love summer. My favorite season, but I feel like the second it comes around, it sucks. You only really like the looks of summer, how beautiful the sun is and whatnot. The feeling sucks. I feel like it's easier to be cold because you could just bundle up. I can bundle up and be fine. But summer, you just gotta take it. And that sucks. But let's just hit this second set so we can forget about this. Fuck these. Fuck these. Let's go to squats. I had just had the funniest dilemma I think ever. So I was looking for these knee sleeves, right? Because I was even thinking about it like this whole day because I had a conversation to talk about these knee sleeves in this video. And I'm looking through my bag, and they're pretty big. They're the biggest thing in my bag, and I can't feel them. So I'm like, okay, I literally have to tear open my bag and look, and I can't find them. I was like, there's no way. And recently, I lost wrist wraps. One wrist wrap, my right wrist wrap. I found one in my school, completely identical. I was like, okay, maybe this is the same one. So I was using that, and I lost it again. And if you remember from the first video, I left my bag here because I decided to go to Target. So I was like, "There's no way someone open my bag and take my nieces." So I go over to the front desk. He's looking. He's like, and I'm explaining to him. I'm like, "I think someone might have taken it." And he's like, looking. He's like, I can't find it." I'm like, "Oh." And then out of nowhere, a knee sleeve falls from the top of the pile in the cabinet of their lost and found down to the floor, and I'm like, "That's it. That's my knee sleeve." And I was so happy because these are actually kind of expensive. But I was gonna talk about how my knee sleeves. So a lot of it's very controversial, especially with I had an old coach, right? He's not the greatest coach. He actually got fired because he wasn't a greatest coach. But um, I had knee sleeves on. He saw me lifting. He was like, "If you're not squatting 400 pounds, then I don't know why you have knee sleeves on." And I have probably the worst knees out of anyone on the planet. So a lot of people say that you shouldn't have knee sleeves because you're a bitch unless you're squatting a fucking bunch of pounds. And I'm not squatting the greatest amount of pounds on, especially on this thing. Um, but I'm trying to protect my knees. So there are certain things that I wouldn't recommend, like gym gloves, like lifting gloves. That's stupid. But knee sleeves, they they're a must to just to protect your knees and keep them youthful. Because you want to be able to walk when you're fucking 70, 60 years old, 50 years old. You want to be able to walk. And if you're not using these, I don't know. But I was just running around. All right. Funny thing happened. Um, right before my warm up, I actually ran out of storage. So that's fine. We just gotta hit these two quick. And I gotta figure out the storage thing. But That's good. Now, let me just replay this. Now, right before I was rudely interrupted by my phone, I was talking about how I would, when I work out with, at least way before, when I would squat, or sorry, when I would hit abs, I would play, because I used to do decline sit ups, and I would play some sort of nostalgic, peaceful music during that time. And I'm not sure 100% why, but I set the mood. I was like, this is the mood. So I did that. And now, when I hit squats, I switch a song to like, instead of like just like the regular thing I listen to, which is usually like some like Skillet, uh, like Limp. I want to say Limp Kit, Bizkit, but I feel like I just butchered that horrible. But stuff like that. I don't want to call it rock because I said something like that and people got mad at me. So something along those lines, somewhere in that. But when I hit squats, I switch it to like a Tom Platz audio, and I think that's good because that switches my mind and really lets me focus on this. I'm like, okay, it's time to fucking hit some squats. Now we're not messing around. We're not hitting a leg day. We're fucking up the squats. And I think that's something to keep in mind. If you're about to hit a hard last exercise or something, or just a hard exercise in general, switch up the song. It'll switch. It'll switch the. It'll turn on a switch. We'll say it like that. But we'll come back when I'm ready for this next set. I lied. My legs are actually fucked, and there's no way I'm doing another set. And I hate to say that, but it's true. So before my phone dies, I'm gonna hit a very quick pose down in this area because I don't want to go to the posing group every time, and I don't have to take my shirt off, so we can hit it right here. On the brain. Check that out. Now that's nice. Now I know I don't have the greatest quads in the world, but can't even lie. My legs look nuts. I don't know how to really show my hamstrings, but they're there. Look at that. Oh shit. I'm caked up. But yeah, that was a good leg day. I'll see you guys in the next video.